Hello, my friends. I hope you are well. Today, I want to talk about a huge update from Ollama. Now, Ollama has a user interface that is great. For people who don't know what is Ollama, Ollama is an open source platform. Actually, that's a runner. You can actually run all large language models locally on your personal computer. But previously, actually, it was not really easy for non-technical person to set up and configure actually Ollama models in terminal. However, it's really easy. It was really easy in my mind, especially for developers, definitely it's easy. But what about non-technical people? What about people who don't have any knowledge about technical things, but they're really interested in using Ollama and large language models locally? So this is the reason I tell you this update is really huge. So if you are interested in using local AI in your computer personally, and you are not a technical person, this video is for you. And even I will show you how you can make your personal custom model and run it locally in your computer. But before all this stuff, let me talk about a little bit about localized AI, benefits, some common problem, and I want to show you previously, before this huge update, how we usually used Ollama with user interface. And then I will tell you how now easily we can use that. And then you can compare how Ollama made it easy for everyone. About benefits of localized AI, we have data privacy, we have reduced latency, cost predictability, a lot of actually benefits for localized AI. But in terms of common challenge, I guess that one of the most important technical challenge was technical expertise. As I mentioned that all people have not knowledge of using and configuring models and apps locally. So let me explain what we did previously to use Ollama. Previously, to use Ollama, we need a command prompt or terminal. For example, let me show you. If Ollama is running in your computer, for example, here in my computer, Ollama is run locally that you can see here. And I just need to write actually Ollama here, and I have access to all actually commands in Ollama. For example, I can see my Ollama model with Ollama model with Ollama list, and then I can see all models I have here. Or I can actually use Ollama pull, Ollama push, Ollama remove, and other stuff. Okay, and we have actually access to Ollama help that you can actually get enough information about. For example, Ollama serve the start Ollama, Ollama create a model, and other stuff. Okay, make it clean, and we don't need this now. Anyway, and even to make a new model with Ollama, we can actually use the set. Another way I will show you is using an interpreter that I will show you in a second. But finally, when you want to actually use the Ollama, you didn't have any user interface. You actually did all things locally here in your terminal. In the best part, when you actually need the user interface, you need to use web UI. Previously, actually, you actually needed to use Open WebUI, and the only way was using something like Docker in your computer, Docker desktop. When the Docker desktop is running in your computer, actually you need to just command prompt and run, for example, Docker run -d and all of this, and then you had access to web UI and work with Ollama. However, again, it was not very difficult, but again, imagine what is the goal of the AI? AI for everybody. I actually believe that. So AI for everybody needs not a lot of technical things to set up. So this is the reason Ollama made it really easy. So let's start and work with Ollama, and we will see how Ollama made it easy. First of all, if you don't have Ollama in your machine, download Ollama from the ollama.com. When you download the Ollama, you can actually just here open the Ollama, and that's all. You can see Ollama now has a user interface. That is great. And you can actually select the model you want, search for model. You can actually, for example, download a model easily even without writing any lines of the code. For example, in my case, I want to actually work with DeepSeek. Here, I can actually select that. I can say, hi, how are you? And I will receive answer. Depends on how much your personal computer is powerful. It can actually receive your answer fast or a little bit slow. And even you can actually see here, you can access the new chat part, something like ChatGPT. You have actually access to everything here. And the setting part, you have access to model location, context length can be actually increased for some model. So everything is really easy here. So that's a really huge update. I really think that Ollama made it very well because now everybody can access to Ollama locally in his or her personal computer and actually download the models and use that. But let me show you something really, really interesting. Imagine you are a, for example, game developer. You like to make a model specifically for domain-specific task like programming a game in Unreal Engine. You like to make a model. So for example, I have a base model like DeepSeek. I'm gonna use the base model, and based on this base model, I like to make a very interesting model for my custom work. And then I like to have access this model inside of the Ollama. Is it possible? Yeah, definitely that is possible. Maybe a little bit that is technical, not too much, don't worry. And for this one, you need an interpreter. Let me show you. Select a directory in your computer, for example, in my case, this directory. After that, you just need to open your terminal here. So I just open my terminal here for the future. I don't need it now, just a second here. And then you need to open your actually interpreter here. It doesn't matter which one. In my case, I prefer to use VS Code. So open VS Code here. And then I need to make a file here. For example, in my case, I want to make a Unreal Engine Pro developer. Okay, all I need is from what is the name of the model. Let's check in the terminal. Here I can say Ollama, and then I can say Ollama list. I want to make it based on the DeepSeek. So I just need to select the DeepSeek model back here from this model, and all you need is system prompt. System prompt, and then you can actually write here you are a professional Unreal Engine game developer who is expert in both Blueprint and C++. That's all. Please answer professional. Believe it or not, that's all. And we made a new custom model. Just save that and keep in mind the name of the model. We don't need anything here. Just close this one. Back here, select the name of the model we made, UE Pro Dev. Just see that. Back to Ollama. Let's make it a bit clean here. Again, Ollama. And then I need just to create a model. That's all. Create a model. Create. Sorry, Ollama create. Ollama create. The name of the model, for example, UE Pro. That's a good name. Minus F. And because I'm in the directory, I just need the name of the model here. That's all. And the model is made. Success. That's all. And let's check that. Ollama list. And you can see my new model. Unreal Engine Pro latest. This is my new model. That's actually 1 GB. And is it possible to use that inside of the Ollama? Let's check. EU. And you can see my model here. I wanna make a game in Unreal Engine, and I wanna use Niagara system. Okay, so I want to create my own game using something like that, and a professional answer based on the actually my comment. And you can see try to answer the question based on the professional web developers. And maybe I can ask another question. You can see this professional answer based on the DeepSeek, but the model name is here our EU Pro model. So you can see how Ollama made it really easy. And that's a really great, that's a really great update from Ollama. And it try finally, it's a reasoning model, so it try to answer everything really carefully. Let's ask a, write a code question, okay? You can see program with C++, asset and model management. So that's all. That's really great. That's really, really great. So this is easy to make your model, but I don't need this model so much. So I can actually back here. I can say again, Ollama list. And let's delete this model because I don't need that. Ollama RM and the model name is Euro. I don't need this model so much. It's tutorial. So now Ollama list, and that's all. It's deleted. That's all. That's a really short and quick tutorial about Ollama. I hope you enjoy. If you have any comments, please write your comment for me. And thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.